Coach Phipps, we're halfway through the Pac-12 championships. Well, not really. Let's talk a little bit about the combined events. Alyssa Brooks Johnson with her third title in the heptathlon. Tell us a little bit about how Alyssa did at the championships.
You know, I think the placing and the scores really speaks for itself. She was absolutely amazing from event number 1 to event number 7. Came in, was a little bit sick, didn't let that phase her, had a great hurdle race, which is nice for any heptathlete. Start off, you get a lot of confidence, had a great high jump. And when those two events are over, from a coach's standpoint, you feel pretty good because those are two events that can really go wrong. You take a fall, you no height, things like that. So from that point, it just, I don't want to say it got easy, but easier at least from a coaching standpoint, that a little bit of a sense of relief. And then great shot put, great 200, and knew she had set herself up really well for the next day. And then maybe the gutsiest race I've ever seen her run, 800. She's not one that likes to lead, but she knew she needed to win by a certain amount. She wasn't going to take any chances, led from start to finish, and just all around just an amazing 2 days of competition.
She's a competitor.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, she's, you know, she's one that can really make you look great as a coach. You know, you tell her just run faster, jump higher, and pretty much she does.
So we'll probably see her this weekend when the individuals and the relay events are happening down at Stanford for the Pac-12 championships. Tell us a little bit. Let's start with your women's team. You've already got 10 points on the board. How important is that to start with?
Oh, it's, you know, points are hard to come about at the Pac-12 meet. So to go into the meet with 10 is a great feeling. You know, it's great on the scoreboard, but it also is a great sense of motivation for our team as well, knowing that we started off with 10 points in the bank already.
I think people just think, hey, here are our best people. We're just going to put them in these events, but not really. There's some rules and some strategy. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's the past probably 12 straight hours that I've looked at, because you can only take 28 total to the meet on either side, and that includes the multi-event. So if you enter 2 multis and they don't compete at this next weekend, then you have 26 at the meet. And the rankings are deceiving because there's people in multiple events, and there's some people that are not listed in an event that they may run. So typically, like what I do, I spent all night basically going over what I think each coach from every other school is going to enter, and created the meet and the descending order list that I think is going to happen, and then entered accordingly. So, and there's definitely some strategy to it with the scheduling, because you can't get too greedy, or at least you try not to get too greedy and try to do too much. Having said that, you know, I mentioned that to Alyssa, and, you know, make sure we don't do too much. And her comment to me is, "Can I do everything?" So yeah, look for Alyssa to be a lot of everywhere this weekend as well.
This would be her third meet where she just wants to do it all and do well in all.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing. It's one thing to want to be able to do those many events. It's one thing to be able to do them, but it's another thing to do them at the level that she is. It's absolutely incredible.
And reaching PRs at this point in her career and in the season.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, at the end of the day, you know, to run as fast as she does, you know, after 6 events or 5 events or however many it is, it's really unbelievable. It's not unbelievable because it's Alyssa, but it's still unbelievable.
Let's look on the men's side. You have a returning Pac-12 champion in Brock Eager. How do you think he'll do this weekend?
I think Brock is going to be amazing. You know, he's had a great season. A little bit of a lull over the last little bit, but is looking absolutely amazing right now, and he's very excited about this meet, but also the meets coming up as well.
He's also kind of drug along with him Amani Brown. Those men's hammer records were dormant for 18 years, and now those two guys are just assaulting them every time they get out and throw.
Yeah, it's an absolutely great group, and it's contagious. The work ethic, the success that they have, the passion they have, the amount of improvement that Amani has made is I keep saying unbelievable. It is really unbelievable. And Wyatt to come back and had a great meet at the duel. And, you know, we have 3 guys over 60 meters. And, you know, I think by the end of the year, we're probably going to have couple more, or a couple guys over 65, another guy over 70. So that group is fun to watch.
Let's talk about a couple more events on the men's side where you have either leaders or people right at the top. Zonder Moldau in the pole vault.
Yeah, it's amazing to see a freshman in any event from any school leading in the Pac-12. And that's been I think a nice surprise for us. Sonder, he's worked technically with Coach Walker, and then a lot of work with Coach Cornell as well, and now I think being purely focused on the vault, and we may expect even bigger and better things if you can get bigger and better than number one. But he's looking great and has competed very well over the last few weeks.
WSU's always had a very strong contingent in the hurdles for men. Nick Johnson is leading the way this year.
Yeah, we have a lot of depth in that event, and a lot of high-end depth. We have 3 people in scoring position, and I think each one of them feel like they can move up a couple of spots. And Nick's goal is to win a conference championship, which I feel he's fully capable of doing.
Admirable for a sophomore.
Not too bad, yeah.
All right, going back to the women's side, tell me one competitor that is just on the brink of having a breakthrough mark at this meet.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot on that one. So there is no wrong answer, because that's just the way it works. But I think we've got a number of people that are really on the verge. I think you saw it in the women's javelin with Atina, but we've got 2 other really good quality javelin throwers with Maddie and Kelsey that I think are ready to take the next step forward. And another one that I'm maybe a little more intimately involved in terms of coaching is Marlo Schultz. Has had a solid year all year long, but is really super fit and really ready, I think, to show what she's capable of doing.
Same question for the men's side.
Oh, another tough question. I think we've seen Zach Smith develop over the year. I think he's really kind of taken over the leadership, I think, of the men's sprints. I think he's going to be a guy that, despite the conference being absolutely phenomenal at top end in the 1 and the 2, that I think can surprise some people, and is going to be a key leg for us in the 4x1. And then I think another area is men's high jump. We've got a couple of guys, some young guys who've been there before as well too, that I think can step up as well.
All right, well, we're looking forward to watching, actually, the Pac-12 championships on the Pac-12 networks. They're going to be broadcast a little bit on Saturday night and a little bit on Sunday afternoon and evening. So good luck to the Cougars at the Pac-12 championships.
Thanks so much, and go Cougs.